The Ogun State government, under the administration of Senator Ibikunle Amosun, which came on board barely 3 years ago, has been working assiduously to meet up with the set targets of its 5 cardinal programs. No doubt, infrastructural development is one of these 5 cardinal programs, where the unprecedented achievements of this government have been obvious. The massive construction and reconstruction projects on both urban and rural roads is one of the major areas where the masses are getting the dividends of democracy. In addition to the road constructions, the government of Senator Ibikunle Amosun also embarked on construction of flyover bridges at appropriate places on most of these roads, so as to decongest traffic on these roads and provide free movement for vehicles as well as for other road users. This, as citizens of this state have attested to over and over again, are the first of its kind in recent times in Ogun State. In order to make way for the expansion of most of these roads, many houses, shops, offices and even places of worship had to be demolished. This challenge, according to His Excellency the Governor of Ogun State, Senator Ibikunle Amosun, is a sacrifice that the affected people must make in the interest of Ogun State.
And in fairness to our people, because I have to thank them and place it on record, when we started with Totoro Shokori, which is where, for all intents and purposes, where I come from, where I was raised, I went there to demonstrate something. The first house that was demolished is my own, where we have the Oceanic Bank. That was my own. On this end, the first one from the other end is my ancestral home, opposite to the Odebumi's home. We call it Ile Sholoshu. Those are my ancestral home. So at the two ends, I demolish. It's my own. So I've demonstrated that, yes, I meant well. This thing is going to affect me as a person. I demolished 3 other ones. Even in Akinlubade, where when my mom was married, the room, the house where they took her to, it's like, that's the room where we know that, oh, this is where my mom first stepped. I demolished, it's not there anymore. But it's for the good of all of us.
However, in order to bring succor to those affected, several palliative measures have been put in place by the government to make up for whatever the people might have lost in this process. First and foremost, compensations were paid to the affected persons accordingly. Furthermore, the government have since started the construction of modern markets in some major market areas of Abeokuta, the state capital. The markets are to serve as compensation for those traders around the areas that their shops were demolished in the course of the road projects. Work have reached commendable stages in some of these modern markets. The ongoing construction of modern markets at Itoku, Shapon, Isale-Igbei, and Omida are at different stages of completion. Apart from their commercial purposes, these edifices have also added to the aesthetics of these areas. Governor Ibikunle Amosun speaks further on the steps taken by the government to compensate the traders whose shops were affected in some of these areas.
What did we do? Shops, ever small, some 100, some 200, some 50, some what they put on the road every day is not even up to 20,000. There's none of them. We gave them 50,000 naira. Some 100. Some, that is people that are not in the face of the law, you should not have compensated because the owner of the house must have collected compensation. But some will tell us that they just paid their house rent or they just paid for the shop and we are sending them out. We call, if you make a good case, we pay some 200, some 100, some whatever. Because when you even ask how much did you pay, some will say I've paid 35,000. Some will say I've paid this. So that's why we said all of them, give all of them 50. Give some 100. Some that make case and we see that, oh, this is what they have, we give more than that for them. But the beauty of it is that all of them, all, without exception, will get their shops back. All. So this is so simple. All the shops that we demolish, all of them are maybe just on a ground floor. The one that is just a story building, then we are doing shops now Even what we have on the ground floor will have accommodated all of them in those areas.
They have complemented the roads and the flyover bridges which are under construction simultaneously in these areas. The government of Senator Ibekule Amosun is also building some residential houses as part of compensation for some of the people whose houses were demolished to give the right of way. Notable among them is the residential houses under construction at Umida area in Abeokuta, close to the modern market. However, while all these are going on, the construction of the various roads and bridges are also in top gear in all the 3 senatorial districts of the state. The construction works in some of these roads are being carried out in phases. As such, most of them that are near completion will be ready for commissioning as envisaged by the time this administration is celebrating its 3rd year in office.
If you look at Abeokuta Township Road now, one is I think 11, one is maybe about 12 if you add the 2 together. Even the Abuja way is shorter, maybe about 9. So those are the 3. If you go to the Shagamu one, maybe 11 kilometers. If you go to the Jebu Ode one, the one we are presently doing now, that one is about 14. There's another one that is long, and that one is the Kongba that went like that to Ijebu, Mushin, Ijebu, Fe, that's back in Italy. Those one is long. We are talking about maybe 30 kilometers or so. Now, the one in the west, if you look at Ayetoro now, Ayetoro, when you look at what we are doing, because of, okay, you add this, add that, Ayetoro Township Road, we'll be talking again with Olodo, Aziz, maybe about even 20 kilometers. But if you look at Ayetoro to the way we've done it, it's about maybe even 60 kilometers. If you look at Ilara June, that's 110 kilometers. So they come in different shape and sizes. But as we speak today, those that will be commissioned this year, some will be commissioned in May, others will be commissioned this December.
There is a presence of massive construction work going on at Obalende to Ajebo Road at the moment. The construction of the drainages, walkways and the center median on this road has reached an appreciable stage. On the stretch of this same road is the Diaba Road linking Iyano Mortuary, which is near completion. This road has since been asphalted to meet up with the Ogun Standard Road. The road users plying this road have since been moving freely with their cars. Another road within Abeokuta metropolis where the government of Senator Ibekule Amosun has demonstrated the replica of what it did in Ibara, Okeshokori, Totoro is the just concluded NNPC to Leme Olorunshogo MKO Abiola Way. The completion of work on this road project has totally changed the outlook of this area. The center median, street lights, walkways and the drainages have added to the novelty of the Ogun Standard Road. Free movement of vehicles on this road have added to the serene and conducive atmosphere in the area. Mudashiru Lawal Road, Madojutimi, is another township road within Abeokuta that has since been transformed into the Ogun Standard Road. The road is now motorable, as those who ply it on daily basis are now doing so with ease. The drainages, walkways and the median on this road are constructed the same way as others to reveal the beauty and aesthetics of the standard set for all roads across every part of the Gateway State by this administration. The much talk about Ogun Standard Road is what the State Commissioner for Works, Architect Olamile Kwadegwite, explains thus.
The job actually started on most of these sites January 2013, and to the glory of God, we've done very well. A lot of them are nearing completion. But more importantly, we adopted a strategy. You know, while the governor has coined this Ogun Standard thing, Ogun Standard is is another word for international best practices. What we mean by Ogun Standard is what is obtainable, best practices obtainable anywhere in the world. So we want to bring the best standards to Ogun State, and of course we've coined them as such in whatever we do, not just in the reconstruction.
The famous 10-lane Agoba Road has been asphalted from Totoro Junction roundabout to the longest bridge in Abeokuta, situated at Itoku. By the time this project is finally completed, it can compare with any standard road around the world. The Itoku Bridge in Abeokuta has also started taking shape. The contractors are seen working round the clock to make sure that this project is delivered at the appointed time. Another site of the flyover bridge within the state capital is the Shakmo Overhead Bridge. The level of construction work on this flyover bridge reveals that the project will soon be ready for use by the people of Ogun State. Completion of all these bridges and road construction projects will no doubt boost the economic potentials of these areas in particular and the entire state in general. Outside the state capital, the same thing can be said about the flyover bridge at Shagamu. The construction work on this project is also near completion as the contractors are seen putting finishing touches. All roads linking to the bridge are at different stages of completion, as some of them have now been asphalted. Also, the construction of the Shagamu Township Road from Shagamu Bini Express Junction to Obairiwole Junction Road has reached a commendable stage. The Sabo Kara Road has been expanded. The full complements of the Ogun Standard Road will add to the glamour of this road by the time it is fully completed. Already, the drainages and the center median have been properly constructed to beautify the road. The walkways are also being put into use by the people of Shagamu. In the same vein, the flyover bridge on the Lagos-Benin Expressway at Mobalufo Junction has started bearing a new look as the project is gradually coming to an end. Although the expressway that passes under the bridge is a federal government road, the construction of this overhead bridge by the Senator Ibikunle Amosun-led administration in Ogun State has drastically reduced the cases of the incessant motor accidents in this axis, which has hitherto claimed several lives on the road. Both sides of this bridge have been asphalted now. This stage of the construction project has thus revealed how smooth and easy the movement of vehicles will be when the bridge and its link roads are finally completed. Ogun State Commissioner for Works, Architect Olamilekun Adegbite, further explains the reasons for the construction of the bridge. According to him, the decision was taken in order to put an end to the incessant accidents on this road.
Coming down to Ijebu-Ode, of course, as you come, I've been taking along the express road. As you come to that junction, that was a major one for us. The last straw that broke the camel's back was an accident that happened there some time ago that killed about 50-something people, and it was widely reported in the papers. Of course, this saddened everybody, of course, including the governor. And he challenged us, the ministry, to come up with a solution. It's an anomaly. You don't do that in any sane place where you have vehicles crossing the express road. What you call the express road, you cross it at 90 degrees. As of necessity, any vehicle driving and wants to turn at 90 degrees, you must come to zero. So coming to zero in front of a vehicle that might be going at 100, 120 kilometers itself is dangerous. Now crossing in front of a vehicle that might be going at 100, 120 kilometers itself is suicidal. And of course, it's claimed so many innocent lives on that road. Hence, we came up with that solution to have a great separator there, which is, of course, what should have been done, because Ijebu-Ode is a prime city, and of course, a lot of vehicular activity around that area, movements.
The contractors working on the Ejirin Road, which links the Mobalufo Junction Bridge to the Lagos Garage Bridge in Ijebu-Ode, are also working round the clock to meet up with the plan of this government to commission some of these projects in 2014. The road thus has started taking shape. The ever-busy Lagos Garage Bridge in Ijebu-Ode is also moving towards completion. This is after it has been symbolically put to use to celebrate the Ojudioba festival in 2013 and the crossover celebration into the year 2014. This bridge has also been asphalted, with the full complements of the Ogun Standard Road being strategically positioned. The Commissioner for Works, Architect Olamilekun Adegbite, also explained that positive changes have been brought to this area due to the construction of the bridge and the link roads.
The bridge at Lagos Garage, which is another major crossroad in Ijebu-Ode. That's the road that goes from that comes from Ikongba in Ijebu-Ode and goes out of Ijebu-Ode to Itele, and of course goes back onto the express road as well. And of course that major road that goes through Ijebu-Ode, which of course becomes Ibadan Road eventually. So at that cross point, which is always very chaotic, we've designed another grid separator for that junction. That itself again is about 95% completed, that bridge. Even the beautification under the bridge has commenced for that one. And of course, very soon, with some little injection of funds, that bridge will be commissioned very soon.
The Commissioner, however, called on the people of the state to imbibe the spirit of good maintenance of these roads and distance themselves from any act that can cause damages to the roads.
If we do the roads properly, and of course our groomer will stay there, and what we need is minimum maintenance. Make sure that, look, as soon as you notice anything on the road, their patch or whatever, especially you need to keep the waterway flowing. That is the drains. Once water does not stay on asphalt, because when water stays on asphalt, it breaks down the binding material, and that's what holds it together. Once it breaks it down, it becomes loose. You create a pothole, a crater, and of course, it becomes impassable. So these are the things. Minimum maintenance. What will be required of successive government is to maintain this road minimally.
The people of Ogun State, having realized the tremendous positive changes that the Senator Ibikunle Amosun's administration has brought to the state, especially in the area of road constructions and rehabilitations, as well as construction of flyover bridges in every part of the state, have continued to express their appreciation to this government of the people. They are commending the efforts of this administration while urging the governor, Senator Ibikunle Amosun, who is the